The new guard travels to the land of Mahatma Gandhi, into central Gujarat, where another young Turk is quickly giving major political parties a run for their money. He has an MBA degree and had a comfortable job in the hospitality industry. But he wanted to get into politics and start from the grassroots level. He's now moved from the Zilla Parishad to the Gujarat Assembly. Meet Tushar Singh, son of former State Minister Urvashi Devi and now NCP MLA from Devgarh Baria. From the Intercontinental Hotel in Oman to the hills of Devgarh Baria, it's been a long journey for Tushar Singh. Tushar, how did you get into politics?
Well, first of all, I come from a political family. My mother and my grandfather before me have been in active politics for a long time. My mother has been a continuous MLA for 2 terms. My grandfather was an elected MLA or MP for about 20 years. For me, of course, that is one of the reasons why I did come back, but I was never forced into it. I was never asked by my family to come back to Baria, join politics, but it was my own calling, it was my own wish.
Born into the royal family of Devgarh Baria, Tushar did his schooling at Lawrence School, Sanar in Himachal Pradesh. He went on to study hotel management and worked in the hotel industry before taking the political plunge. His grandfather Jaideep Singh Ji was a Congress MP from Godhra and a politician of influence in central Gujarat. His mother Urvashi Devi, who is also related to Maharani Gayatri Devi of Jaipur, went on to serve as State Environment Minister in the last Congress regime in 1991. You went to Sanar, you studied abroad, you worked abroad, and now you're back. What's the kind of difference you see between the two lives?
Of course, totally different. I mean, that life was maybe a little more carefree. Not so many responsibilities because I was studying. Work-wise, again, it was fixed timings. Now, being in politics, there's total responsibility, not only for my own family but for the entire constituency. And the main thing is now there are no fixed times. There's no weekends. There's no 9 to 5 job. It's like a 24-hour job, 365 days of the year. So that's the big difference. And of course, living in a rural place, a smaller town, as opposed to living, say, in a bigger city, living in the West.
You started your politics from the grassroots level, the Zilla Parishad and then the Vidhan Sabha. What's the difference, in the politics at both levels?
Gujarat being a very old Panchayati Raj system, I wanted to know how the village Panchayat, the Tehsil, the Taluka Panchayat, what we call, and how the Jilla Panchayat works, because actually that is where all the grants come in and that's where the grants are dispersed from. And that's where the actual work happens.
2002 elections, you contested from the Congress and you lost. Your mother was a sitting MLA and she had vacated the seat for you. Yeah. What was going through your mind after the results came in?
Of course, it feels terrible. But again, I take it as a learning, as a learning experience. Of course, I don't have any choice but to take it because I did lose. But because I lost, I think it made me, if I had won the first time, maybe I might have got complacent. I might have thought that, no one can defeat me. But that loss was a good learning experience for my next election, where I didn't take everything for granted. The first election, I took it for granted that I'm going to win because my mother is like a sitting MLA and I'm from a family who's been in politics here. But that made me realize that I don't take anything for granted now.
37-year-old Tushar has already spent over 10 years in Devgarh Baria and he's fondly called Baba by his people. Though the Baria family has been closely associated with the Congress, Tushar still decided to join the NCP, and that makes his politics all the more tougher in Gujarat's bipolar politics dominated by the BJP and the Congress. Tushar had contested on the Congress ticket in the 2002 Assembly elections when his mother made way for him from Devgarh Baria, but he lost to the BJP. And it was only in 2007 that he moved to the NCP and won the Assembly seat. He consolidated his position as a smart politician when he gave NCP its first win in Gujarat municipal elections from Devgarh Baria in 2008. Tushar's loyalists winning 14 of the 20 seats in the municipal board, even as the BJP swept the neighbouring areas. The scion of the Devgarh Baria family has also switched political parties. He was earlier in the Congress and then now he's an MLA from the NCP. Baba, what went wrong with the Congress?
In 2007, the Congress and the NCP had a seat-sharing tie-up in Gujarat, and in that seat-sharing tie-up, 8 seats were given to the NCP, out of which 1 Devgarh Baria and my neighbouring constituency were both given to the NCP. Because they were given to the NCP, and I was adamant on fighting the election, that was my goal at the time. I did want to fight. Praful Patel, the Civil Aviation Minister, and my party boss in Gujarat, who was in charge of Gujarat at the time, and of course Sharad Pawar Sahab, my state party president Jayant Patel, put all their faith in me and offered me the ticket, in which I took, and I fought from the NCP and I won.
You know, the 2002, whenever we talk about Gujarat politics these days, it's 2002 which was a turning point. How do you view 2002 now?
See, after 2002, religion played an extremely important role in the electoral process. I must say that after 2002 there was a very big divide between Hindus and Muslims, which you could have seen from the 2002 results. I mean, people were perceiving the BJP to be a Hindu party and the Congress in supporting Muslims, which in the public view became more of a sort of a religion game rather than two parties fighting in an election.
But what's your take on Narendra Modi as a chief minister?
On a personal basis, we have a very good relationship. Of course, ideologically, I don't believe in the ideology of his party. But I must say that I represent my constituency. If ever I go for any work for the people of my place, he has never said no, and he in fact helps me in sort of promoting things in my area. So on a personal basis, it's a very good relationship, but of course politically, party-wise, I don't believe in their ideology. So of course, we are in the opposition. I have to play the role of an opposition, but I also have to see that my constituency, which has elected me, I also have to get the work out of the government.
MLA for 2 years. Yeah. What can you say has been your claim to fame in terms of developmental works?
See, I've been an MLA for 2 years. I've got another 3 years to go. In the 2 years, well, like I say, water has been my primary agenda. Secondly, giving electrification to all the places which were left. Basically, my agenda is that my constituency should progress at the same pace or maybe more than the progress of Gujarat. I mean, I don't want to get left behind. Devgarh Baria relies on the river for its water supply. But with a bad monsoon, these rivers have dried up, creating problems not just for farmers, but for city dwellers as well. It's the town area of Devgarh Baria that is reeling under the lack of water supply. The local unit of the State Water Department now has its hands full. They earlier used to provide 500 litres of water to each of the 6,000 connections daily. But with a bad monsoon, water supply has reduced to just thrice a week since October 2009. A lot of water problems in your constituency. What are you doing to solve these problems? See, the water problem in my constituency this year is more, of course, because of the poor monsoons last year. I try and promote things like hand pumps, knowing that, of course, if we do more hand pumps, it also uses up the groundwater. But I feel that because it doesn't require any motor or any electricity, it's pumped by hand. So there is least water wastage in that, because the person only takes out how much he can use. If there's a tap, they can leave the tap on and then water waste. But in the municipal area where we are also having an acute shortage, we have got our check dam in place on the Panam River where our water is based from. Once that check dam comes up, I know we're going to face problems till it comes up, but once it does, I think for the next number of years, at least for the town, we won't have a water problem. The beautiful surroundings of Devgarh Baria make it an ideal weekend getaway from Ahmedabad, and if promoted, tourism could be the backbone of the district's economy.
The Panam River and the lush green foliage makes Devgarh Baria a scenic location for an outing. The Ratan Mahal Sanctuary too is situated just 50 kilometers from Baria on the Gujarat-Madhya Pradesh border. The forests are home to the famous sloth bear, and you can even run into a stray panther in the neighborhood. It also has the famous Baria temple, where a team led by the district collector was on a visit to explore tourism potential.
We are planning to develop it as a, heritage as well as ecotourism destination with, Ratan Mahal, this Deer Sanctuary. So there are 2-3 places in city for development, and that we are going to plan within within next year, and we are going to publish a booklet on Devgarh Baria and to basically to promote the tourism in this area.
Being an MLA is not that easy, and that's something that Tushar Singh is finding out because of his hectic campaigns in his constituency. Tushar, tell us more about Devgarh Baria. What makes it different from others?
Well, the main uniqueness of the Devgarh Baria constituency is that, one, of course, the geographical location. It's not flat farmland. It's, as you can see, undulating, hilly area. Secondly, that we don't have industrialization in our area. We don't have industries. There is a good side to it, that because of the lack of industries, we don't have any pollution. We have good environment. We have lots of forest.
Tushar, what's the tourism potential in Devgarh Baria?
Well, like I say, we have the uniqueness of our geographical location, but unfortunately, so far, we have not been able to promote ourselves in the tourism field. But we are now taking an active stance on that. I want the local people to get involved and take an active role in promoting tourism, because that, of course, as all of us know, gets very good revenue into the place.
He has done a lot of work during that previous Achat Ka year. Also, he has done a lot of hand pumps. He is looking after very, very basic things. May it not seen its effect immediately, but during a long run, most certainly he has done a lot of good things.
वो राजा साहब जैसे रहते नहीं है, वो राजा साहब जैसे रहते हैं, उनका वो बात अलग है, मगर गांव के साथ, गांव के आदमी के साथ और हमारे साथ सामान्य एक व्यक्ति के साथ बात करते हैं, व्यक्ति जैसे बात करते हैं। वो छोटे बड़े का कोई अंतर नहीं रखते और सबको मिलते हैं गांव में।
After the break, we get candid about Tushar Singh with none other than his mother. We've been moving around with Tushar Singh Baria and his constituency, and will now look at what plans are afoot to make the economy of Devgarh Baria more sustainable. Though there is no major industry in the district, yet it's the education sector that's been the main source of employment for the people here. And this primary teachers training college coming up is their latest achievement. The average literacy rate is as high as 61% in Devgarh Baria, and it's the field of education that's keeping the smiles permanently on the people here. Like this school run by Tushar's family. It is 1/6 of the staff that is an alumni of the school. And with the standard of education in the district being better than neighbouring areas, most people find jobs as teachers in and around central Gujarat.
We have always promoted education in Baria. From a long time, we have a high school which is about 100 years old. We have a college which is about 40 or 50 years old. Again, started by my grandfather. So education was given to the people of Baria very, very long time ago, which I'm sure has helped them in studying further. And once, of course, certain people became teachers, their children became, their relations became. So yeah, we have a high number of teachers earning a good salary and they're government employed.
करीब 50 स्कूल है और प्राइमरी लेवल के बहुत ज़्यादा स्कूल है, इसलिए लोगों को टीचिंग में ज़्यादा पढ़ाने में अच्छा लगता है।
Central Gujarat has a sizable tribal population, and providing higher education to them in their areas of interest remains high on Tushar's agenda. Almost 1 in every 7 Gujaratis is a tribal, and more than 50% of the state's tribals stay in central Gujarat. Devgarh Baria has almost 25 to 30% tribal population, whose main occupation is agriculture. Tushar has donated 20 acres of his land for a tribal training college, even as one of the main grouses of the tribals remain lack of integration between traditional farming methods and growing technology for better results.
હવે જો અમારા છોકરા બહાર ભણવા જાય છે આણંદ કે આણંદ છે આણંદ ભણવા જાય છે એટલે પોહાય નહીં મારા ખેડૂતોના છોરાને અને અહીંયા નજીકમાં હોય તો 10 રૂપિયા ભાડું કે 5 રૂપિયા ભાડું જોઈએ અપ ડાઉન રોજ.
You spoke about 20% tribals in Devgarh Baria.
About 20 to 30%, yeah.
Tell us more about the tribals and what are you doing in your capacity to try and help them?
I'm trying to do something where all the grants should reach the person who they are meant to, as in the tribal grant should reach the real tribals. Grants for housing, grants for wells, grants for irrigation, grants for farming tools, farming facilities, drip, sprinkler, things like that.
What about the tribal women in particular? Anything you're planning to do for them?
See, there are lots of tribal self-help groups which we try and promote in every village. They're going to make a Mahila Adivasi Talim Kendra, which is a training institute only for women, tribal women in agriculture, which is the first in Gujarat. It's going to be run by the Agricultural University of Gujarat, Anand Agricultural University. But yeah, I'm proud of that they're going to start. Maybe in the next year we should have started that.
Tushar's mother is a politician who doesn't mince words in expressing her views. A firebrand leader who still commands respect. And that just adds to the burden of expectations from her son. Perhaps the only family which has 3 generations of its leaders in the Gujarat Vidhan Sabha is the Devgarh Baria family. I have with me former State Minister and mother of Tushar, Urvashi Devi ji. Ma'am, Baba, as he is called. Why is he called Baba? Why is Tushar called Baba?
Well, I think since he was little, everybody used to call him Baba Sahab, and then it's just stuck because he was a little child who used to go out with my father campaigning and in the villages, and everybody said Baba Sahab, so it's just stuck.
Ma'am, your father was such a tall leader and you served as a minister in the state. What about Tushar?
I think I'm very fortunate that he has decided to come and live in Baria and serve the people, in spite of him being educated abroad, working abroad for so many years. And I think that's very fortunate because young people at this age don't really like to live in rural areas where there's nothing really to do.
Ma'am, your family is so closely associated with the Congress, but what went wrong that you had to, distance yourself from the party?
It was not the question of disassociating myself, but when the Nagar Palika elections were held in Baria in 2002, and I wanted to stand for election for the simple reason that I wanted to do something for the town. So I decided to stand for election, and at that time, Narendra Modi ji and the BJP said to me that if I stand for election, they will not oppose me. And I agreed to it because it was for the good of the town. I mean, it was nothing personal, but if I could get their support and do a lot of work for the town, it was okay because basically I'm in politics to do something, to do development, to carry Baria state and the town forward.
But don't you think that now your son has to bear the brunt of what happened then?
Well, I never thought at that time that it would come to this. But anyway, he has proved that even as a NCP, he could win the election.
How would you rate Tushar on a scale of 10?
I think he's better than me, 8 out of 10.
We've got Tushar Singh away from the politics at his home and we've got him here and we'll try and get the lighter side of him. Tushar, your grandfather was a MP for about 2 terms. Your mother was minister in the Congress government. You're just an MLA. Do you feel sometimes that you've not done justice to that name?
Well, of course, maybe I can. I strive to reach the name and the popularity my grandfather had garnered when he was an elected and a serving politician.
How different do you see yourself in terms of the way the politics is fanning out between you and your mother?
Well, of course, the politics has changed over the years, yeah. But, I mean, not much difference as far as the working is concerned. I follow a lot of programs she had started.
Who would you like to be? I mean, would you like to be like your mother or like your grandfather?
Well, a mix of both, yeah. And of course, be myself.
Tushar, you're now an MLA. I mean, what are your further aspirations? Would you like to move ahead or remain here as an MLA?
I would love to become a member of parliament and go to Delhi. Broaden my workplace, as in not just be limited to my own Devgarh Baria constituency, but maybe the entire district.
In 2009, Lok Sabha threw up a lot of young MPs from all parties. Some time ago, you were spotted at a wedding mixing with the likes of Jitin Prasad and the Sachin pilots. What's your take on these young ministers?
Well, I think they're extremely dynamic. I mean, they've all won elections for a second time, not the first time. They've all won their own elections, second time, won with huge margins. Extremely dynamic, yeah, they're good, and I think they will be the future leaders of the country.
But politics must be taking its toll on your personal life. How does your family react to your politics?
No, of course, it is very time consuming. It's, I mean, your house is always open to anyone who wants to come in. I try and balance it out, but yeah, I'll be frank that I don't spend enough time with the family.
Are they supportive?
Oh yeah, very, very. My wife, my mother, my children, of course, are too young. But yeah, they're extremely supportive of whatever I want to do.
But any goals that you set for yourself?
Now, the next election I want to fight is my MLA election. I want to get elected a second time. To prove not only to other people, but also to myself, that I have worked, so people have elected me for a second time.
Tushar may not be on the main political radar of either the Congress or the BJP in the state. But with him aspiring to represent Godhra Lok Sabha one day, he sure has his hands full. Though Tushar has already had a bumpy ride in his short political career, but this is just the beginning. And his next big battle will be in the 2012 Assembly elections, where he will have to once again prove that there's more to him than just his family name.